I thought I would do another let's go through X and see what the crazies are saying. Now, this I find completely insulting. Let me show you why. Wait, no, is this it? No. Scotland calling William Wallace. Yes, this is it. What the hell is Scottish and at the times of the bagpipes during the clans, etc., got anything to do with Islam? And I think this, if we had to start turning, I don't know if they have any songs, apparently they're haram, but if we started calling like what they're called to prayer and Allahu Akbar, making it into like musical renditions of it, we would be called Islamophobic. Well, this is offensive to me as a Scottish woman. William Wallace had nothing to do with the Muslim community. He was here long before any of you guys even, like hundreds of years before you guys even touched British soil. So why are you defacing his memory by putting Muslim bagpipes over it? And what the hell has bagpipes got to do with Muslim and Islam anyway? This is offensive. And yeah, I'm thinking about reporting this to the police, because they can report to the police that, oh, we say like, oh, the Crusades and things like that. That's offensive to them. Walking your dog in the park, offensive to them. Well, this is offensive to me as an Indigenous Scottish person. It's highly insulting. And now, wailing in the back. I don't want to hear it. We didn't speak in the back. No, we spoke Celtic, Gaelic, whatever you name it. You know, this Arabic wasn't around in these ages. So they're doing it for dominance. But you can take your dominance and shove it up your backside. And I'm sorry if that hurts people's feelings. William Wallace is a national treasure in Scotland. And how dare you do this to his memory? I've had enough of that.
Hey guys,
what the hell is this thing?
I'm a mess. I'm not doing good at all today. I'm like...
No wonder, take that thing out your nose. You look like you should be have a chain attached to it and be laid into a cattle market, love.
Really angry and splitting so much, and I'm just like, I want to go back to bed.
So you've got two horns grown from your nose.
I have to work because there's some like money I need to make, and I have a horrible headache, and I just can't.
Yeah, take them things out your nose. And also, if you take them things out your nose, you'll get a lot more job prospects, because I sure in hell wouldn't hire someone that comes in that looks as though they've got like horns growing out their nose.
Stop splitting. And if you're familiar with splitting, it's basically like getting angry at people and like...
Oh, you guys get angry at everybody for everything. You wrong pronouns, angry. DEI stuff, angry. Speaking about immigration, angry. Like, we've had enough of your woke Karen-like behaviour. So, yeah, we're not interested in your downward spiral into depression. Sorry, you didn't care about ours. You didn't care. You celebrated when Charlie Kirk got murdered. So, yeah, you reap what you sow.
Not being able to control it.
Why is that there's a terrorist attack and it's always...
Love this guy. I love this guy. This is a Sikh, Harman Singh, amazing guy who, yeah, loves Britain, loves British culture, and he is the epitome of the kind of immigrants that we want in this country, that that love our country and wanted to see it succeed.
A radical Islamist killing
And he
innocent
also knows, because he's from a country where this kind of stuff has happened before. He has warned us about it. People didn't listen, and now, boom, happening again.
people enjoying their holidays or festivals. Because of these few motherfuckers, all Muslims, they go through this pain that they all are terrorists.
True.
This should not go on.
No.
The Muslims who are against these radical Islamists, they should come out.
If you have a problem with Christmas markets, Muslims, why don't you do like a favour? Stay away from it. How would you like it if we did that to your holy holidays? Well, how would you like it if we protested Eid or the holidays that you have like afterwards? Yous guys would despise it and call us the biggest Islamophobics in the world. But we'd only be doing the exact same to you, which you're doing to us. And to us, it is dishonouring our Lord and Saviour, Lord Jesus Christ.
And condemn this kind of attacks. Only then we can save this fucking beautiful world.
Please come out. Come out and speak. I know you don't want this. All this
Peaceful.
hate,
All this
peaceful
hate
people
going towards Muslim because of some.
Yeah, honestly, Herman, I've had it. I have had it because I make videos on Muslims and things like that and what's in the Quran. The amount of like threats that I've had in my emails is unbloody believable. I couldn't even show you some of them that are on here. They're absolutely vile, talking about doing things to my children, etc. But yeah, let's start playing them at their own game. If they want to like try and destroy our Christmas markets, let's protest their holidays. And if you've noticed the pathetic display of Christmas decorations that are in London, but they might seem to find like the money for the Islamic holidays. I mean, streets adorned by Eid lights and things like that. I mean, you would think like the most money would go toward like Christmas decorations, but unfortunately, Christmas markets can't go ahead because of terrorism threats. We can't put nativity plays up because like they chop the head off Jesus Christ. That's in the Quran. Behead the disbeliever. So we know who these people are that are doing this. So why isn't our government saying jack all about this?
All these fucking radicals.
Yes, true.
You are feeling that pain. That's hate. It's not good.
Not good.
Come out, condemn, fuck them.
Amen.
Amen, men. Breaking, Poland gives soldier
got
the great
intense at
right
the
to
Polish
shoot
border.
migrant
Authorities
after
have issued a
attacking the
huge
border.
order. Soldiers are now
Well,
authorised to
sorry,
use their
they were being warned for the last couple of years. You cross our border and you will be shot. This law came into effect because one of the migrants put a spear through one of the Polish soldiers and he died. So the parliament announced that they were allowed to use live ammunition. And that's what a border is all about. You're not invited in. You're using extreme force by murdering Polish soldiers. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. They don't want you in their country. Stop trying to get into their country. They've warned you. You try to get into the country and you will be killed. It's not rocket science. Maybe for some of these people they are, because but wait a minute, they claim they're the most intelligent people in the whole wide world, and we're all the lowest of creatures. But to me, it shows that they are dumb as dog shit. Sorry, but they are.
Weapons against migrants trying to illegally cross. This came straight from the Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister, who made it clear if soldiers are under attack, they have full legal protection to defend themselves.
Yeah. Imagine being speared, trying to protect your border. A spear comes like rallying through like the air and hits a soldier in a vital organ and he dies. So yeah, they're going to look after their own soldiers, which we in Britain should be doing as well. We should also be looking for our own citizens who are being raped, tortured, murdered, etc. But does our government say anything about it? No, it's Islamophobic. And if you even read back to where the Islamophobic Satan came from, it came from the Muslim Brotherhood. So our government are using Muslim Brotherhood talking points to try and shut the British people up.
Why? Because over the past few weeks, tensions have exploded. Migrants, often men with no women or children in sight, have been crossing.
There's a shock. No women in sight. But I thought they were fleeing war-torn countries. These war-torn countries. But the first people you would want to get out there is your women and children, but not these cowards. These rats that abscond as fast as they can.
Belarus, throwing flammable liquids and rocks at border guards. It's getting out of control.
Yeah.
But it all escalated on July 10th when Polish forces detained 19 people after 115 illegal border crossings. These weren't just ordinary crossings. We're talking about individuals from Somalia, India, Bangladesh.
Somalia, what's it like? The third highest and statistic wise, they're the like you've got the Afghanis and somebody else, you've got the Somalis, that they are the highest that commit sexual crimes. So why the hell would Poland want these people in their country?
Bangladesh and Egypt trying to get into the EU. The government calls this an attack on the Polish state. Now, soldiers have the right to fight back with force.
Yeah, fire back with force. If they throw rocks and Molotovs and that, yeah, take those MFers out, because they're not doing that to like tickle you. They're doing that to like kill you. So beat them to their own game.
It's huge for Poland and something you don't see in the rest.
Thing you don't see in Poland is Islamic attacks. We don't see like suicide bombers. We don't see all the nonsense that comes along with it, letting these like people in. One of the most safest countries in the world that's never had a terrorist attack. Like, we should be following Poland's lead on this, and Hungary's. Oh, sorry. What's this? Breaking polling tips. Oh, yeah, sorry.
Hey, tell the truth. Ain't you happy you voted Donald Trump in? Aren't you happy that Donald Trump is the president?
Yes.
Aren't you happy that this country is in a turning point and it's taking a change? Aren't you happy for change? Didn't you vote for change? Was you ready for change, or weren't you ready for the change, but you understanding the change? But aren't you happy? Mainly, stand up, raise your hand. Put a clap, put a star, put a fire emoji.
I am happy.
I'm gonna say it, and you're not gonna like what I have to say. You're not gonna like it, man. You're not gonna like it. Where are the real men at? I'm sick of it.
They don't make men like they used to. I'm gonna say it loud and proud, because tell me why men these days, they don't want to do an oil change. They don't know how to change a tire. They don't know how to do anything. If Google doesn't know, babe, they don't know. Tell me why my dad knows every single thing to do with his hands. I could ask my dad to literally build a bridge for me to get to the other side of the road. That man will
कि लोग जो नॉन मुस्लिम्स हैं वो समझें इस्लाम पीसफुल रिलीजन है, we're not terrorists, we're not bad people, मगर unfortunately some people.
What does it say there? Islam is good for the UK because it preaches peace, love and tolerance. Tell that to the people that were being the Ariana Grande concert, the 7/7 bombings, multitude of different attacks on synagogues and stuff. Yeah, religion a piece of my back bloody side, you lying piece of shit. Sorry, and I'm not meaning that about ethnicity, I'm just saying he's a lying piece of shit. Do you trust him when he says you don't have to worry about Islam because it's just hell no. Hell no. I would trust him as far as I could. Honestly, I would rather bath in a bath of acid than trust this cretin. And many other people agree with me.
Try and I'm going.
Death to Canada! Death to the United States! And death to Israel!
This is the Islamists. Death to Canada, death to United States, death to Israel. It used to have death to UK. I'm surprised like that old slogan hasn't come out, but it will at one point. But you're living in a country that's giving you so-called sanctuary, like America, Canada, etc., and then you're trying to tell them how to run their constitution. Piss off. Oh, sorry.
In order for you to understand why
this woman is brilliant. Her name is Bridget Gabriel. She's Lebanese, and she is going to tell you what she went through. And it wasn't just Islamic Jihad. It was the Palestinian Liberation Forces that did this to her country.
Western civilization is very different than the Islamic world. You need to understand the history of Islam. When Prophet Muhammad supposedly revealed his revelation from the angel Gabriel that he is supposed to be the last of the prophets in the early 600s, he started preaching in his own city, Mecca. He tried to recruit friends and followers to be able to spread his religion. And he tried for 12 years and failed. And after 12 years, he was only able to recruit his immediate family and friends. So he decided, if I go to Medina, which was the Jewish hub of Arabia, the business hub where the Jews lived, if I go there and preach my religion to them, if they accept me, that will buy me respect and stature between my own people, and they will accept me. So Prophet Muhammad started borrowing a lot from the Old Testament to make his religion more palpable.
Didn't I just say that? His religion was going nowhere, so then he decided to steal parts of the Torah, the Gospels, the Injil, and switching up. Like some of his prophecies are just make no sense whatsoever. There's tons and tons of them. Go and read the Quran and the Hadith for yourself, and you'll see what I mean.
To the Jews, to make it a lot similar. This is why you see a lot of similarities between Judaism and Islam. For example, Jews don't eat pigs, Muslims don't eat pigs. Jews pray a few times a day, Muslims pray a few times a day. Jews fast on Yom Kippur, Muslims fast on Ramadan. And this is why you started seeing a lot of good writing in the beginning of the Quran when Prophet Muhammad was saying all the good things about the people of the book. He took his message and went to Medina trying to recruit the Jews. talking about the people of the book, talking about how similar the two religions are.
No,
When they refused
no,
to accept
no.
him and follow him as the last of the prophet, that's when he turned against them and started killing them and started expelling them. That's when Islam went from a spiritual movement for the first given to the Jews that most people think is a German invention. It was actually an Islamic invention in the 9th century in Iraq by the second Khalif, Khalif al-Mutawakkil of Iraq, who invented the yellow star for the Jews to be identified as they walked down the street. Because Jews were considered najis, if a Muslim man or a Jew walked on the same side of the street, the Jew had to cross the other side so the Muslim man can walk, so he's not
I wonder where Hitler got that idea.
dirtied by the filth of the Jew. Christians were given the zunar,
Oh, sorry.
the belt, which most of you men are wearing right now. That was an Islamic invention of the Christians. Islam continued to grow. They went all the way to Jerusalem. They conquered Jerusalem. Christians couldn't ring their church bells in Jerusalem. The Pope in Rome in 1090 told the Christians, how could you sit idly by and allow your brethren to be suffer like this in the Holy Land? You need to go liberate the Christians. You need to go help the Christians. That's why the Crusaders were launched. The Crusaders were not launched because they just felt like waking up in the morning and going and converting a bunch of Muslims or beheading them. The Crusaders were launched to liberate Jerusalem. And they were able to liberate Jerusalem for less than 100 years before Salah ad-Din al-Ayyubi, Saladin, took it back, and Jerusalem remained under Islamic control until 1967, when the State of Israel liberated Jerusalem, where Christians, Jews, and Muslims could pray under the same sky. The Crusaders continued fighting
Go on,
Islam.
the Crusaders.
And for 300 years, they tried and failed. And by the 1300s, the Crusaders disappeared because they could not win against Islam. Islam continued to expand. They went all the way to Central Europe. They went all the way to China. They went...
And made them convert by the sword. You were told, convert to Islam or die. What would you do?
India, they conquered Spain. They changed the name of Spain from Spain to Andalusia.
And another thing that annoyed me, and I'm going to mention it, King Charles done a speech it was about a year or two ago, and it was in a room full of Muslims, and he was talking about Spain, but he didn't call it Spain, Espanol, which is its rightful name. He called it El Andalusia, the Muslim name. That to me shocked me, because it's not called that, it is called Spain. He was more incensed that the Spanish took their country back instead of allowing it to be go through Muslim rule. The more and more and more I learn about King Charles, I'm sorry, but I know he's going through a hard time right now, but the more and more I learn about this man, I'm allegedly convinced he is a Muslim. And I have found so much evidence, we'll call it circumstantial, but I've found so much evidence that proves that this is the case.
And they started, as they advanced, as they conquered more nations, more people paid the jizya or the protection tax. And this is how the Islamic Empire grew. It went all the way until they was stopped at the gates of Vienna on 9/11. 9/11 is not a date that Osama bin Laden just picked out of a hat.
Exactly. 9/11 is the Vienna date. 9/11 is what Putin's birthday. 9/11 they chose because it was a religious holiday. They weren't stupid in choosing their dates. It was very strategic.
9/11 is a a symbolic date in the Islamic calendar. Between the 1600s, by the 1600s, Islam had covered more of the earth's surface than the Roman Empire did at its peak.
But not the British. Not the British. You couldn't beat us, you know. But unfortunately, at the moment, they've got their jihad now is immigration. It used to be haram for them, but they've realised now that because they can't beat us through war, they'll do it through the ballot box, which is haram for them. But because they suffer, they practice taqiyya, they'll do it to advance Islam.
Between the 1600s and the 1800s, the Europeans were experiencing the European Industrial Revolution, where the Europeans were able to invent products on factory lines, where they are able to make money and sell products, which gave them the money to build a strong army in order to fight the Muslims. And that's how they were able to stop them at the gates of Vienna on 9/11. The Europeans started the pushback against Islam. They pushed them out of Europe. They pushed them out of all the way to the...
Even Winston Churchill said that inviting like Muslims into your country, I'm not saying it like verbatim, like in quotation marks, but it was some of the lines in this, is like inviting a bunch of fleas into your dog and not cleaning it out.
Middle East and North Africa. By 1924, the Islamic Empire ended. In 1924, the Islamic Caliphate ended in Turkey by President Ataturk, who was a secularist. He ended the Islamic Empire and he gave women rights to vote. He gave women a right to an education.
Ooh, how nice of him.
Right to work, a right to choose a husband. He forbid...
Oh, right to choose a husband, the right to work. I mean, these are all things that women should be allowed to do anyway.
Women from wearing the hijab. He forbid men from wearing the beard. The Muslim hate him so much that they consider him a Jewish agent because they believe that his mother in her bloodline was Jewish, and that was the influence on Ataturk. By the time the Islamic Empire or the Islamic Caliphate or the Islamic State ended in 1924, the Islamic Caliphate had existed for 1400 years, and it ended less than 100 years ago. By the time the Islamic Caliphate ended in 1924, 270 million people around the world were killed by Islam. 270 million, and we didn't have weapons.
And these were 270 million, like, Lebanese, because they allowed these people into their country, these PLO, and they let them into Jordan. They tried to assassinate their king. They did assassinate their prime minister. So they wanted them out of Jordan, and Lebanon kindly took them in. And look what they did to Lebanon.
Of mass destruction, and there was nuclear weapons. All of these people were killed, butchered by the sword.
Some point he fucking told you. This just happened in Bondi Beach, Australia. This is what happens when you let thousands and thousands and thousands of unvetted migrants into our country. People, I believe it was a party of Jews that were celebrating Hanukkah. Shock, shock, shock. Muhammad's the shooter. For months we've been telling you. One day, very soon. Now I'm hearing 2027. These people, these migrants, these unvetted military-age men will rally themselves up, they will arm up, and they will go on the streets, get your head out of the fucking sand, and wake up to what's happening.
Does anybody else feel it? Like this is the moment right now, for the first time, that the entire world is waking up, from the UK to Australia to the United States.
Yes.
It's not a conspiracy. Islam is not here to integrate with us. They've
Nope.
said it time and time again on interviews, podcasts, laughing on reels. Now we're seeing in real time that they're coming in and making massive moves like this. This isn't fear mongering. This is keeping it real with you guys. It's time to start really considering who needs to be deported and how quickly that needs to happen. Anyone who came into this country illegally, like these people, anyone who came to this country that are touching our women, anyone who came into this country that are causing auto accidents and unaliving people,
or hates our country.
This isn't racism, this is America, and this is our country. Everyone needs to take a stand right now. I hope the world does. Prayers to all the victims at Bondi Beach. This is absolutely disgusting.
At some point there's going to be Sharia law everywhere.
100%. This is my goal and every Muslim's goal.
And you think
establish Sharia law on earth?
Okay, but when there is Sharia law on earth, then somebody like me should be killed? Because I am a murtad.
It's up to the Amir.
But it's under Islamic law, it says that I should be killed. So you think that's okay?
In the Sharia law, that's what I follow.
But do you think that's fair? For me, like, let's say you're right, I'm wrong. Do you think it's fair to kill me because I got the conclusions wrong?
If Sharia law states that, then it should be fair for me. There's always a safe haven for you under Sharia law.
No, because you said Sharia law on everywhere on earth, so there's not going to be any safe haven for me.
Yeah, it'll be a safe haven as long as you pay the poll tax, but that's, as I've said, that's blood money. They only expect you to pay that so they do not kill you.
If Islam dominates all of Earth,
that's the plan. And you
that's the plan. So where would be my safe haven?
In Islam.
But that would be by force then, wouldn't it? If my only safe haven is by Islam, and if I don't go back to Islam, punishment is death.
So there's two choices: Islam or death.
Silly, to Keir Starmer. Do you think the British fucking men are going to leave this fucking country and fight a proxy war while you've let in over 2 million fucking animals? Are you mad? You can push this fucking war as much as you want. You can try pushing the fucking vaccines. We're fucking awake here, you silly cunt. We know the vaccines are depopulation. We know the fucking wars is just to depopulate and kill people and you to earn more money. Do you think we're dopey? After Christmas, I can fucking promise you this. Massive protest in London. Massive. And it's going to go on for days. It's not going to be violent. It's not going to be aggressive.
It's jihad against civilization. And today you see the vast majority of the Muslims.
I love this man. This man is called Mossab Hassan Youssef. He is the son of one of the founders of Hamas. And if he knows anything that goes on in Hamas, then he is the very person to talk to.
On assault on a Jewish minority, the world needs to open its eyes, especially Americans. Americans are on the other side of this culture. Americans don't stand this barbarism. Palestine is not a cool thing. It's not just a kefiyah and a social event down the street where people gather.
No. And if you remember during 9/11, go back and you can find videos of Palestinians celebrating the death of Americans. They were dancing, handing out sweets, celebrating that over 3,000 or so Americans were murdered. They thought this was the best thing since sliced spread, yet we are now waving their flag in America. Same thing in London happened 7/7. They done the exact same, yet we're flying their flag. We're flying their flag, even though they were happy to see our countrymen dead.
For the sake of victims in Gaza. The only victims in Gaza are the children. Listen, Chris, the only victims in Gaza are the children who have been used as human shields, who have been weaponized to serve jihadi agendas. Everyone else is a suspect terrorist.
Exactly, because they had the hostages. You had journalists, doctors, everybody hiding hostages. So there, I would say all of them, but a vast majority of them are complicit.
It's as simple as that.
That's him, stone thrower. He's got another stone. Here he goes. Oh, you're throwing stones, mate. Yeah, you're throwing stones, mate. Yeah, go on. Throwing stones. Yeah, Getting arrested. Yeah, not so clever. How are you, big boy? Whoa!
And he's
Whoa!
spit on
In
him.
my face. Too late, bro. Enjoy your weekend. I just can't look at people dressed like medieval executioners. It is about making women disappear, making them powerless. This is the...
Do you know the first time I went to Egypt, I had never seen, because I'd never really experienced, you know, like places like Whitechapel and things like that. So when I got to Egypt and I saw these women in the whole like black letterbox, you know, gear. I actually, because I was very uneducated at the time of Islam, I actually thought they were the Arabic version of the Ku Klux Klan, and in a way, yeah, that turned out to be a bit true, because like they want people from the West dead, the way the Ku Klux Klan wanted black people dead. The Arabs and the Islamists want infidels dead.
Man that said he loves death as much as we love life. No, you're in public, dude. Do not interrupt his prayer. He's in a personal session with God right now. I recognize him. Hello. You don't like me? Well, welcome to England. I hope our country's been good to you guys. Are you all right, mate? Are you okay? Yeah, he's alive. Look at the mess.
God, like, you've got British citizens sleeping in the street, and these retrobates, you know, taking the absolute mick out of our generosity.
You're making the alcohol the scumminess. This used to be a good country, you little baby boy. Good to see Aristotle still out doing his thing. When the booze hits you a bit too well.
Now, after like those in the space of 2 weeks, 6 Afghanis had raped, and it wasn't just 1 or 2 British girls, and it wasn't just 1 or 2 Afghanis on them, but a citizen journalist caught Starmer sneaking more of them into the UK. It's disgusting. How many of them do we know are future rapists? We don't.
On August 17th, about 4 months ago, I sent Prime Minister Albanese of Australia a letter in which I gave him warning that the Australian government's policy was promoting and encouraging anti-Semitism in Australia. I wrote, "Your call for a Palestinian state pours fuel on the anti-Semitic fire. It rewards Hamas terrorism. It emboldens those who menace Australian Jews and encourages the Jew hatred now stalking your streets. Anti-Semitism is a cancer. It spreads when leaders stay silent. It retreats when leaders act. I call upon you to replace weakness with action, appeasement with resolve. Instead, Prime Minister, you replaced weakness with weakness and appeasement with more appeasement. Your government did nothing to stop the spread of anti-Semitism in Australia. You did nothing to curb the cancer cells that were growing inside your country. You took no action. You let the disease spread. And the result is the horrific attacks on Jews we saw today. We saw an action of a brave man, turns out a Muslim brave man, and I salute him, that stopped one of these terrorists from killing innocent Jews. But it requires the action of your government.
Well, I applaud that Muslim man. I truly do. Because not all Muslims are bad. They're not.
Which you're not taking. And you have to. Because history will not forgive hesitation and weakness. It will honor action and strength. That's what Israel expects of each of your governments in the West and elsewhere. Because the disease spreads and it will consume you as well. But we are worrying right now about our people, our safety, and we do not remain silent. We fight those who try to annihilate us. They're not.
They were 8 pretty ones only. A Met Police custody sergeant allegedly handpicked girls from care homes because they were pretty enough. He groomed them, raped them, then drove them in police cars to the Dorchester Hotel and handed them to his mates. A sitting MP, a judge, and other Westminster suits. Now, in 2012, the girls screamed for help. 2013, the Met buried the case, saying inconsistencies. A senior detective who worked it just said on record it was a cover-up, brushed under the carpet. Now, meet the man who has run London, right? And the Met for the last 9 years. Sadiq Khan. June 2024.
Like, Sadiq can't do anything.
London Assembly. He's asked point blank, are there grooming gangs in London? He smirks, acts all smug and lies to everyone's face and says no indication whatsoever. While his own police force was sitting on thousands of child rape files, right? While knife crime under his watch hit levels not seen since the riots. While the tube crawls slower than a horse in a cart. While businesses flee, shops balled up, and families pay £12.50 a day just to drive to work because of his ULEZ cash grab. He calls London the greatest city in the world. It's become a third world dump where kids get stabbed outside chicken shops and 8-year-old care home girls allegedly get trafficked by the very police he commands.
Not even allegedly. There's court cases proving this, mate.
The retired sergeant got doorstepped by the LBC last week, denied everything and slammed the door. Hours later, the Met magically reopened the case. Sunlight finally reached the sewer. Khan has spent years keeping dark. This isn't Rotherham. This is the heart of the establishment. And the man at the top spent years laughing off the question while the predators partied. They were 8 years old, and Sadiq Khan told the world it wasn't happening on his patch. He's not just failed London.
This is how quickly I moved from being emotional and sad to being fucking angry, okay? So let's say an hour and a half ago, we're in the car, everything is great, we're on our way to buy donuts for Hanukkah, yeah? We get the news that there's a terror attack in Australia. One of our best friends that used to live in Ireland lives there with his wife, which is a teacher at the Jewish school, and their kid. He's not answering the phone. We're trying to figure out if he's fine. We're messaging another Jewish friend. His brother is accounted for, but he got a bullet to the fucking shoulder. Everyone that we know are either missing or shocked. Thankfully, our friends are fine. Terrified. They were there with their kids, but they're...
I'm smiling! I'm smiling and I'm happy! I'm elated! It's a day of courage! It's a day of happiness! It's a day of pride! It's a day of victory! This is the day we've been waiting for! 75 years! 75 years!
My response to the terrorist incident in my home country of Australia, as a Muslim, as a revert, and also as a former security professional and veteran who's trained a lot of people in responding to active shooter attacks, preparing for and responding to them. So first of all, Islamically speaking, it's written very clearly in the Quran, if you kill one innocent life, you may as well have killed all of humanity.
Bullshit. Read the inscription before that. It says, to the children of Israel, if you kill one innocent life, it is as if you've killed the whole of humanity. They clearly leave that passage out. It's got nothing to do with Muslims. It's to do with the children of Israel. So stop lying.
So those sorts of acts are expressly forbidden by Islam. This sort of thing does not represent Islam at all.
Bullshit.
In my country, believe me, every inch of this land is mine. My ancestors have lived here for over 1,000 years. I don't believe in bending anything to newcomers. You've chosen to live in my country. You live by our ways. We have the right to intellectually criticize one another's faiths. As a Christian, I'm not intimidated by that. We've already gone through hundreds of years of doing this to ourselves. Christianity can stand up to it. Islam, by contrast, is pretty new to the world of getting criticized intellectually. It is absolutely right to criticize Muhammad, his conduct, his words. It's right to criticize the Quran.
And they're not used to that, because if you did that in one of their countries, beheaded.
If you don't like that, go and live somewhere else. We will be better off without you in this country. I want a country that will destroy anyone who does not accept the terms that I offered. Any Islamist who tries to impose Sharia law, any Islamist who thinks that we're going to use violence because you criticized our prophet or you criticized our book, I want a country that will destroy their lives, take away their kids, chuck them in prison, stop them having jobs, boot them out of the country. I do not want to tolerate any Muslim living in this country that does not accept the Christian heritage of this land and what comes with that. If you are willing to accept the Christian heritage of the nation, then there's a place for you. It's not just get rid of Muslims because they're Muslims.
See, they can't, because if they believe in Jesus, it's called shirk in Islam, and it is, again, a death sentence. So they will never, ever, ever accept that Britain is a Christian land and that we see Jesus as our Lord and Saviour. So no, it's shock to them, and it's a death sentence.
I don't give a shit about Islamists. I think we need to ruin their lives, and anyone who even slightly hints at an Islamist ideology should be dealt with mercilessly, ruthlessly. Are we clear about the term?
Look at London. This is London. You would think you were somewhere in bloody Bangladesh or Pakistan. All signs in Arabic. No one speaking English. Rubbish everywhere. What a shite hole. Do you see any British people there? See any white British people there? Absolutely not, because yeah, they'd probably be putting their life in their hands. So look at the state of this. This is disgraceful. What an embarrassment to London, our capital city. We have parts of London where we've got Hindus, Jamaicans, for people from Barbados, Sikhs. You go to their areas and they're immaculate. They love the country. They assimilate. They're British through and through. And these are the people. These are British people. These are the people that we love. They would never do this to our country.
Is Islam protected, and yet criticism of Islam is regarded as somehow dangerous?
Because we fear Islam. Islam is the dominant cultural force right now. Right now, the West has an identity crisis. We don't even know what our laws are going to be. We don't know what our values are. We've kind of rejected Christianity. We're erasing our statues, tearing our history down.
No. We are bringing back Christianity, love.
Changing our anthems like we have in Canada. We have an identity crisis. Islam knows who they are. They know what they want. They want a global caliphate. And so Islam is dominating the Western world. And right now, this is just an inkling of what the future is going to look like. They're still a minority in Western countries. And while all these people will tout open borders, multiculturalism, as soon as Islamists become over 50% of your population, you will see your country looking exactly like any Islamic nation in the world. And suddenly the LGBT activists won't be as happy about this open borders situation. Suddenly the liberal women that are being stoned for the crime of rape.
Yeah, the liberal women. Because all you have to do is look back to Iran, where they teamed up with the liberals, and who were the ones that were executed first? The liberals.
Will start to realize what they've gotten themselves into. And I fear that it may have to get to these horrific points before people wake up and open their eyes.
But Lauren, let me ask you, I mean, we've seen, for example, in Sweden, that the native-born white Swedes will be a minority, I think by 2040 is what they're saying, but in part, not just because of migration, but because of the fertility of the immigrant population.
Just because of that, because Muslim men are allowed 4 wives. So if you've got 4 wives, 3 kids between each of them, that's 3, 6, 9, that's 12 kids. 12 kids. And most British women have like 1, 2, 3 kids. And all their wives, because like they're done their Sharia marriages, so they can claim that, oh, the father's not in the picture, so they get benefits. And then the father will go round and he'll say a couple of nights here, a couple of nights there, a couple of nights, like with each wife. And then each wife have got to give their benefits to their husband, and he divvies it out between them. And then one of them, I even saw, had a wife in Syria. So he took money out of these women's pockets that were given to them by benefits to keep their children, and he took a chunk of it out and would send it to Syria, to his wife in Syria. I mean, how does that help the British economy? It doesn't.
If a culture is simply much more fertile, then doesn't it deserve to inherit the earth?
No.
Well, not when it was never put to a referendum.
No, not when they've got 4 wives.
No one in Sweden or Canada or Australia, for that matter, was asked, do you want people with a completely different culture to immigrate here and create their own cultural enclaves? No one was asked. We believe in the right to sovereignty for every nation and every people in the world. And we respect that. No one is ever telling the Japanese, destroy your culture. You must bring in tons of Koreans.
Imagine doing that, like going to Japan and saying, oh, there's way too much Japanese here. We have to import like the Middle East and Northern Africans and stuff like that, and erase Japanese culture. You'd be deemed as racist, but when it's like our country saying it, yeah, we're the biggest racists in the world.
Must bring in tons of Africans, or right? Well, people have to understand where these religions came. If someone said it was a highly Christian area, I wouldn't be concerned, because Christianity is actually what formed much of the West and most of our freedoms. And the reason for that is Christianity is based on choice. You can choose to follow God. You can choose to say goodbye. You choose to eat from the tree of good and evil. Right? It's all based on these choices that you make, and God gives you that free choice. Whereas Islam has always been based on submission. You submit to Allah, and you cannot leave or you will be killed. So is that a religion that is compatible with Western culture? No. And very well, have your faith. If everyone agrees with you and wants to live in a society under Sharia law, have that. But there was never a referendum here in Australia to bring that here. It was enforced and imposed on us by a small group of elites, as it has been all over much of the Western world. I'm headed to an area called Lakemba in Sydney, Australia, and it's supposed to be a very high Muslim population area. As soon as we arrived in Lakemba, things were tense. There were heads turning, people coming out of shops to look at us and find out what we were doing. Men started yelling in Arabic across the street at us. As we went to go...
if they've got nothing to hide, why are they so scared of a camera?
Sorry?
I'm headed to an area across the street at us. As we went to go for a walk to the local mosque, a very high-ranked police officer came up to me and begged with me, do not go there. Speaking.
Inspector Rick Ages from Campsie Police.
Yep.
I've been informed that you're intending to attending the Lakemba Mosque. Is that correct?
I actually have no intentions of attending. I was just planning on walking through the streets and seeing how the culture went.
You should be able to go into a mosque or a church or a synagogue. You should be allowed to see what's going on in there. I mean, what we need to do is we need more police in there to see what these Islamic hate preachers are teaching their congregations. But unfortunately, that's not happening.
Here.
Yes?
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with that?
Yeah.
So, where do you intend on walking to now?
None of your business.
I was going to walk out and check how the mosque was.
Check where the mosque was?
Yeah. Would I not be allowed to attend if I wanted to?
I've got grave concerns that you may cause an imminent breach of the peace down there. So I'm asking you not to attend.
Why?
Why would I cause a breach?
Wait. Why would she cause a breach of the peace? She's not like causing any animosity or anything like that. If anybody, it would be the people that were there that would be causing the breach of the peace, and they were the ones that should be arrested, not this Australian journalist. A joke.
To an area called.
Let's look like we can find some more.
You know what?
What a joke.
How are you, man? Good, how are you, my man? Pretty good. Are you a nurse, a doctor? I'm a doctor, my man. A doctor? For what? In hospital. What about you? Where are you from? I'm from Israel, from the Holy Land. You know what? I'm going to be really honest with you. All right. I'm going to be really honest with you. You actually got a really, really beautiful eyes. Thank you, man. I'm so upset that you're Israeli. Like, eventually you're going to get killed and you're going to go to Jahannam, inshallah. But like, these pretty eyes, they should stay in this world for longer. Why do you think? Why do you think I'm gonna get killed?
It's Palestine's country, not your country. You piece
How
of
are you?
shit.
What's your name?
One day. One day.
Not Palestine's country. There's never been a country called Palestine. You go back to the over the years, when the Romans attacked Jerusalem, etc., and renamed it Palestina. What is it? Palestina City. I can't remember the word for vernacular, but it was never ever a country called Palestine. Never. Not until Yasser Arafat decided to capitalize on it.
One day.
Your time will come and you will die the most.
We spread
Listen to me.
peace.
Listen to me.
And
When
you
you-
spread.
Like these are doctors treating Jewish patients.
When your time comes.
Oh, one of them admits that he has ended the lives of Jewish patients on purpose.
How are you, doctors? Wait.
I want you to remember my face.
Okay,
so you
okay.
can understand
Gotcha.
That you will
I have
die
a
the most
question, though.
disgusting death.
All right, for sure. I have a question, though.
Yeah,
I have a question. Let's say an Israeli.
I
God
won't treat
forbid.
them. I won't treat them. I'll kill them.
You'll kill them? So if an Israeli is in Australia and God forbid something happened to him and he comes
Not
to your
God forbid,
hospital,
I hope to God.
would you kill him?
Okay, you have no idea how many Israeli Khara dog came to this hospital and I sent him to Jahannam. I
For
literally
real?
sent him to Jahannam.
You can't just have.
You know what?
There's a scumbag doctor and his little nursey, wherever she is, admitting that they have murdered Israeli patients.
You can't just have compassion for the illegal immigrants coming on boats and not compassion for the girls that are being sexually assaulted by them and the people that are killed on our streets. We do have men that come on boats and within 8 days sexually assault 14-year-old girls. I find it really galling that the Green Party are so focused on
illegal migrants, but they don't have any compassion for our young girls and women. There is convictions of people who came on boats. They have been convicted. Have you seen the case in Epping? Are you not watching the news? Of course there is evidence. So we have a Borders Act, and it is actually illegal to come into our country without a passport, without documentation. So the way it happens, they come on a boat, and they are illegal migrants, and they land on our shores, and they say the word asylum. And they are granted all the rights of asylum seekers, yet they're coming from France, and the illegal entry offence is neutralised. We only prosecute 1% of illegal entry into this country. How can we be a democratic, sovereign country when we have decriminalised illegal entry into our country? I want to see some compassion for the girls that are being sexually assaulted, the man who was killed in Uxbridge. And I find it quite shocking that the minister you just had on, all she spoke about was the safety of the people coming on boats. It's obvious that the safety of women and girls in this country is not Labour's priority, because she didn't mention it once. And that's what we're fighting for.
Started tickling.
Sorry, my voice is super. Beautiful song. My favourite Christmas song.
His response, it will make your blood boil.
I asked you this question last week and you found every which way but not to answer it. Just how many grooming gangs have we got in London?
To avoid any misunderstanding, can she define what she means by that?
Yes, if you look at what's gone on in Rotherham, where there are people taking young girls, grooming them for sex, that is what I'm talking about.
We know in London there are issues about exploitation of young people.
Welcome to Cork, Ireland, where we have this import taking on this man. The man obviously doesn't want to fight. He's trying to remain peaceful, something Mohammed knows nothing about, even though he claims he's a religion of peace. But look at this, just pushing this man. The man's like, I don't want to fight. But then he pushes him over the edge, and the man has just had enough. He's like, you know what? You're about to get virtually deported if you keep it up, asshole. Gives him a Glasgow kiss, and now it's on and connects with the chin.
Knockout!
As his brain walks out of reality, gets virtually deported, and this man walks off. Let's take a quick look.
Right.
It's obvious what the answer is. It's obvious. You can't have people who may suddenly detonate, who may suddenly pull out a knife, who may suddenly turn their car into a battering ram, living amongst us. You can't. It'll destabilize the whole system. We're all going to go to hell if we're compassionate to evil. This is Charlie Beach at the Heights of Abraham, just outside Matlock Bath. Thank you very much for watching. And my thoughts today specifically are with the families of those injured and killed. And you're not alone. You know, we're all with you.
Donald J. Trump is calling for, now listen, you got to listen to this one because this is pretty heavy stuff, and it's common sense, and we have to do it. Remember the poll numbers, 25%, 51%. Remember the poll numbers. Okay, so remember this. So listen.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on. We have no choice. We have no choice. Donald J.
Just put up my Santa Claus. Look at that. There she blows. Remember when they tried to tell us we couldn't say Merry Christmas no more? We had to say Happy Holidays.
Merry Christmas.
What's the problem? Did Jesus file a complaint? Why all of a sudden we gotta start saying Merry Christmas? The most ridiculous thing I ever heard. If Merry Christmas offends you, you got bigger problems to worry about. I don't know what they're talking about. We're gonna say Merry Christmas every time. Best holiday in the world.
Amen, my brother.
This is one holiday we got that just brings everybody together. All the families across America all come together. Rich or poor, black, white, brown, whatever color you are. You're not gonna take this away from us. I'm sorry. It's Christmas. All right? And shout out to all the other holidays, too. If it's Hanukkah for you, shout out to Hanukkah. But we gonna say Merry Christmas here in America. You can say what you want to say. You don't offend me. You can't offend me. I'm not offended by nothing. I mean, you act like we said bow down to Santa. We can say that, too, if you want. You want to take it there? We can take it there if you want. But you're gonna respect this Merry Christmas. And stop trying to make Santa black. We ain't going for that. That's all y'all try to do is ruin the white man's legacy. White man can't have nothing today. Every time I go into Lowe's or Home Depot, they got a black Santa Claus on display. I'm ready to punch it in his face. So take your DEI Santa Claus and shove it.
Look, I'll be honest. When I first heard about unlimited range walkie-talkies, I was skeptical.
Weak men of Britain, step aside. Your time is done. You're out. You're finished. All your virtue signaling nonsense is not going to be ignored. My takeaway from Poland is this. National pride counts. And it'll be national pride that saves our lives and our country. Poland have lived under communism, which is why it will never creep in again, because they understand the end result from communism is extreme violence, lack of freedoms. Look at the UK at the moment. Look at the state the UK is in. Look at the Starmer regime. Look at the gaslighting from Sadiq Khan. It's the British culture that counts. Pure and simple. You want to stay, you play by our rules. We're the boss of the house. Just take a little look around you. Look how the demographic has changed. Look at the illegal invasion of the country. Look how unwanted guests are treated compared to the indigenous residents of the country who get slung in jail for you need to honour your forefathers that made all those sacrifices for you to be here and live and breathe. Take a trip to Poland if you want to see.
A public middle school in New Jersey got caught trying to indoctrinate 7th graders into joining the cult of Islam, and for some reason the media is staying silent on it, even though the Supreme Court has agreed to pick up the case after lower courts decided that they were going to uphold this indoctrination policy. It's absolutely disgusting and is a very clear-cut case of a double standard, given the fact that when Texas decided to put up the 10 Commandments in classrooms, the media lost their ever-loving minds over it. No student was being forced to read the 10 Commandments, nor state that they believe in them, and yet for some reason they put Texas on a witch hunt trial, even though this is a Christian country. It is disgusting. Meanwhile, over in New Jersey, you have students being forced to cite the Shahada in class, which is how you convert into Islam. Then their homework is to go home and write down the Shahada to even reinforce it further. They're being shown things in class stating that Islam is the one true religion and that Muhammad is the final perfect messenger of God. This is not education. This is indoctrination from people who hate this country and want to destroy it from the inside out. And you know how they're doing it? Through your children. children, hoping that you're not paying attention to what's going on. Thank God that one mother was and saw what her young son was being forced to do and say, and she sounded the alarm bells. But you have to make sure that you are staying vigilant, because if you think that this is going to be kept in New Jersey, I have news for you. They have no plans to stop. They're trying to go all over the country with this absolute nonsense, and it is disgusting. The school tried to defend this, stating that the students were being taught all different religions, and yet when it came to Christianity and Judaism and Buddhism and everything else, no student was taught to convert to that religion if they wanted. No other religion was shown as the one true religion, nor were their prophets taught to be the actual truth, unlike with Islam. When it came to the other religions, they learned the bare minimum about what that religion believes in, but when it comes to Islam, they actually had to practice it. They had to proclaim their faith in it, even if that's not actually what that student believed in. If you don't understand what's going on right now, I don't know how to help you.
And this is going to be my last reaction for tonight, but I am going to keep going on and 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 on until you can see how incompatible this ideology is with Britain. I will not stop. Jail me, I don't care. Yeah, I just don't care. This is like gotten beyond a joke by now, and it's time for Brits and Europeans to stand up and say no, absolutely not. Alright, I'll be back later, guys. I love you so much. Have a lovely Merry Christmas. I'll be back before then, but yeah, I love you all so much, and keep fighting the good fight. Love you guys.